back to testing. How can employers be obligated to test unvaccinated workers when there's such a shortage right now? And what will OSHA do when it starts enforcing this rule in a few days when employers say, well, sorry, we can't comply because we can't find any tests?
Well, I would first say that two-thirds of companies, almost two-thirds of companies, have taken steps to put in place either vaccination requirements or testing requirements. They're all implementing it in a different way, and the leadership of these companies is making a decision about what works best for their workforce. Giving that option is something certainly we support. Obviously, getting vaccinated, they're free across the country, available across the country, is also a very easy option for many people, and many companies are opting to do that. As OSHA works to implement and work with companies to do that, our objective and what we're continuing to focus on is continuing to increase capacity of free tests that are targeted more, though, at individuals and households, less than companies. And obviously to work, there's now 9 tests that are approved to go to market that different companies and different school districts and others can have direct contact with. So there's a range of ways to get access to tests, and we're working to increase capacity to make them free and accessible to households and individuals across the country.
Are you saying it's up to workers to find tests themselves if they must be tested to go to work rather than their employer
Actually,
providing
I'm
them?
saying, and I think what I said pretty clearly, is that different companies, about 60% of them have already implemented, are implementing the test or vaccine requirements in different ways, company to company, employer to employer. So, and many of them have done it extremely successfully, including many of the airlines, a number of huge hospital systems, and this has helped make, remember what the objective is here. The objective is to make workplaces safer, to provide more security to people. If you look at the data that just came out this morning, JOLTS, that was a shout out to Bloomberg, they'll get that reference, data that came out today, there are still many people who are fearful about going back to work. That is one of the reasons why it's important to put in place these requirements and why employers have taken the step to provide that certainty to people in their workplaces as well.
I want to ask one more question related to the workforce. The White House Labor Task Force, led by Vice President Harris, was supposed to release a report in October about how the federal government can boost unionization in this country in a variety of employers. It's January 4th and that report has not come out yet. What's going on, and do the president and vice president still care about this initiative given everything else that's going on?
I would say the president has been an advocate for collective bargaining rights, for the rights of workers, for strong unions, for 5 decades of his career, and I think that speaks for itself. And the vice president, well, a little younger, not in public office quite as long, but has also been a strong advocate for the rights of workers. And so I think that speaks for itself. Of course, this is an initiative they put forward. I'm certain I can check on the status of the report. Go ahead.
Thanks, Jen.